video is pretty much just going to be on the expectations that we set for Zola, for the birth, like our birth experience and what actually happened. I may do a different video on what actually happened. It depends on how long this one ends up being. So we did take a different route. I kind of wanted to do everything natural. Now, these are my beliefs. These are things that we chose to do for our child. So you can comment, whatever you want to comment, but don't be judgmental or don't comment things that you don't have knowledge on, things like that. If it's not positive, keep it moving, period. So with this pregnancy, I wanted to do natural. The goal was to do a natural birth. I wanted to do a home birth too. So I did have a doula, although it was a virtual doula because she lived kind of far away. So, and I did want to do a midwife, get a midwife. In the process of getting a midwife, because I had a C-section with Jace, a lot of things had to play into the situation to determine whether it was safe or not. I feel like, I don't know, I'll get to that later, but we had to consider how my C-section was done. I can't remember how, like, the terminology for it, but if it was cut this way or that way. That sometimes the outer part of the stomach can be cut this way, but internally they're cut this way. So all of that had to be factored in. And it turns out it was cut this way, so I could have done, it made me a good candidate for a VBAC, which is a vaginal delivery after a C-section. So, yeah. So that part cleared, but I'm trying to figure out why she wasn't as confident as to letting me have the home birth and assisting with it because things could go wrong. I think she said my uterus could erupt and it caused like a lot of bleeding, and she just preferred me to be in a hospital setting. None of that didn't happen though, but it was just trying to like be aware, be cautious. So what else did I choose? So with my doula, we did create a birth plan, and I did opt out on a lot of things that I found to be unnecessary after doing research and after talking to my doula and her providing me, certain information. Like as far as the vaccinations, we didn't do any of those. I didn't get any vaccinations during my pregnancy, and she didn't get any once she was born. The eye cream that they put on once the baby is born, I opted out of that as well after doing research, because that is nothing but, it's for I think it's chlamydia or gonorrhea. It's one of them, but it's pretty much if the mother has gonorrhea or chlamydia giving birth. Yeah, they check your status while you're pregnant. They're supposed to anyway. So I know I don't have anything, so that's unnecessary. That's something that she doesn't need to get that y'all are giving her. And it just became standard because of like homeless women, or people who can't afford to have insurance, who may not know if they have chlamydia or gonorrhea and they give birth, is to protect the baby. I get that, but that's not my case, so I don't want my child to have it. Okay. Second thing, we did do delayed cord clamping. You can do your own research on that so you can see exactly what it is, but it pretty much just provide extra nutrients for the baby. A lot of people do what is it called? A lotus birth, when you keep the placenta attached to the baby. And I wanted to do that too, but things got hectic. I still do have my placenta, which that was a third thing. I did want to keep my placenta and decide what I wanted to do with it. after the fact. Have not decided what I was going to do with it yet. Another thing is, let's see. Another thing was I wanted to labor at home since I couldn't do the home birth, and then, go to the hospital, ouch, and then give birth there. I did not want an epidural. I wanted to do everything natural. That's another thing. I think that's pretty much it. And I also demanded that my baby does not leave the hospital room where her parents were, because not all hospitals are like this, but some hospitals will put things at different terminology so that you may not understand and go against your wishes. Or they may be moving a little too fast. It may not even go over your birth plan, and things that you had on your birth plan may not be honored, or because of that. So to prevent any of that, we made sure that she stayed in the room with us, and when they went to go weight check or do the jaundice test or things like that, Dad went with her, just to make sure people are doing what they're supposed to do. Because people, you can't trust everybody these days just because they're a doctor or a nurse. Because of course I got some eyebrows raised due to our wishes, because I didn't do the vitamin K shot either. Yeah, that's another one. Because I can provide my own source of vitamin K. They have vitamin K drops out there for infants, but I take in more vegetables, spinach, stuff like that. Like I just throw spinach in my eggs and spinach on my pizza. Just incorporate vitamin K in your own way is what I'm trying to say. You don't have to take medicine for everything. Just doing things naturally. She's also exclusively breastfed, which Jace was to a certain extent, because he was a preemie. I had to add formula into his diet to help him gain weight. But once he started gaining weight, that was it. So that's pretty much our wishes that I had for the pregnancy, that we had for the pregnancy. And I'm going to get into how things actually went in a different video. I do think that a birth plan is great to have. It kind of keeps everything in line, especially if you want to do things out of the ordinary that women do every day during births. I did like having a doula, because when it came to the support or questions that I had, especially wanting to do the natural thing, it was very beneficial, because a lot of doctors and nurses these days, they only know what they teach in school. They only know about, actual medicine, scientific medicine, I guess you could say, that they create. They don't know about like the herbal, sorry, Jason's crying, I think. They don't know about the herbal ways to treat things or things like that. Because when I brought a lot of things up to my doctor, I could tell. I can feel the energy. Some stuff she wasn't educated on, and I could tell by that, because when I brought the water birth up to her, don't get me wrong, she's sweet, but when I brought the water birth up to her, she talked about infection and all that kind of things, and water births go on every day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you probably can get an infection, but you have to know what you're doing and have a midwife, have somebody there to do it for you, or just do your own research so you can know what to do and what not to do. But it's not a guaranteed fact that you're gonna get a infection just by doing a water birth. I'm pretty sure you can get a infection by having a hospital birth and coming home and not taking care of yourself properly. So yeah, that was another thing. So I feel like it is necessary to have a doula and a midwife if you are going to take that route, unless you are educated to do it yourself at home, when some people are. And if we decide to ever have another child down the line, I am going to do a water birth, and it is going to be at home, because you know you can go to a birthing center and have that same experience, but I do want it to be in our home. I did see a post about whether you feel that having a having a doula and or a midwife is necessary in a birth plan, and that's why I spoke on that. But this is pretty much all I have to say about that part. I'm gonna do a different video on the actual experience. See y'all later.